News Tuesday, Shaker Reisig decommitted from Boston College, well, decommitted from Utah, I'm sorry, and is headed to Boston College. So I want to get Barry Lewis's opinions on that and how everything shakes out with that.
Yeah, Shaker, of course, one of the best quarterbacks in the state, if not the best, from Union, who started his career at Jenks, winning a state championship as a freshman. I was not really surprised when he decommitted from Utah because, well, I'm not surprised when any student athlete decommits these days. I think even before the NIL situation really blew up, that it was really whenever someone gave a commitment, especially so far out from the signing date, 6 to 9 months. I think it's about a 50% chance that that commitment was going to change sometimes between then and the signing date. And now you've got the NIL situation, and it's probably that's percentage is going to increase. Shaker in Utah just seemed like an unusual fit. Not that I would have ever guessed he was going to wind up at Boston College, but it does seem like it could be a really interesting and good situation for him, as he's going to be playing for Bill O'Brien, the former Houston Texans coach, who, of course, was the Patriots offensive coordinator last year. Boston College had been really more run-oriented before Bill O'Brien arrived. Now they're going to be passing more. So that's going to be really interesting to see if Shaker holds on to that commitment at Boston College. Again, the odds would seem to say probably not, but who knows?
If Shaker, I think Barry Lewis will agree with me. If Shaker Rising were 6'4" instead of 6 foot or 6'1", he would have offers from everybody, literally, like Ohio State, Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley, Alabama, Georgia, etc. I think that highly of his arm talent. He's the most talented. Barry Trammell, he's the most talented high school quarterback with regard to his ability to use the entire field and to spin the ball and then to go from touch to a fastball to deep ball. I mean, he's the best I've ever seen in high school football. So I'm not surprised at all. I will say this, and I wrote it yesterday for today's Tulsa World, but I really believed for quite about a year or so that he would end up somehow at OSU. I really did, because I know OSU liked him, and he had been over there for some camps, and I just felt like he would end up playing for Mike Gundy. And then you have the Utah commit and the decommit, and now the Boston College commit. So, and I wrote also today, a lot can happen in 5 months, and that these other schools are not going to lay down and capitulate just because there's a commitment to BC, because obviously BC didn't quit on the process when he committed to Utah. So I think we'll see. I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around Boston College being in the ACC. But it's just so prevalent now, these commitment flips, Barry Trammell, that nothing surprises me anymore. And if it happens twice more between now and December, it won't shock me.
Well, Bill, if you're still sort of trying to wrap your arms around Boston College being in the ACC, you're going to have to lie down. I've got some sobering news for you about Stanford and Cal Berkeley.
Right.
But Boston College, to me, is the interesting part of this Reisig story. I mean, Boston College. I mean, Bill O'Brien was a great hire for BC, no doubt about it. He brings some cachet, a lot of credibility. Their recruiting profile really goes up. But if you tell me that a kid from Tulsa is highly recruited in this part of the country by a lot of people, and he decommits from Utah, and you want me to pick where he's going to go, I'd have Boston College somewhere after this top 75. So to me, this is a great story about BC. And this is a school that really needs to increase its profile, and apparently it has.